All right, we are live, I believe. Are we not live? I think we are. Okay. So waiting for the team to hop on. Sorry for the crazy lighting, but my setup has been just a little bit off lately. Just so you guys know, I actually just passed my Texas real estate exam. So that was pretty cool to be able to get that done. Now we are on route to open up Romeo Echo, Texas, which is pretty cool. It's pretty fun. We're going to be able to expand to San Antonio. Then we're going to Austin and then the Dallas-Fort Worth area. So we're getting the ball rolling, but just going to wait for some people to hop on, waiting for the team to hop on. So if anyone has any questions coming up, feel free. But again, I just did pass the Texas real estate exam. So we're opening up Romeo Echo, Texas very soon. This year it's going to be insane. We have, and just a reminder of our goal this year, we're on track to hit 200 transactions from, so we set up a goal, a bet actually, with our coach Tom Ferry, to do 200 transactions from the summit event in 2022 to the summit event in 2023, to do 200 transactions and give away $1 million to our nation's vets. So we're on track for both. We're a little bit behind on the transactions, but that's just because of the winter time. It's a little bit slower in the winter, but it's gonna pick right back up in the spring, especially because of what we're seeing in the market right now. We're seeing a complete uptrend in buyers. Buyers are starting to flood back in because of the lower interest rates. People were hit pretty hard with the interest rates, so they understand that it's kind of you got to take advantage of the times. In the last couple months, we had zero competition with any offers that we put in. So anything that I put in, I got accepted right away. It was insane to see. I got concession. I had one buyer that got $60,000 in concessions on the back end, and it was basically nothing out of pocket. And they came up with a house that was absolutely beautiful. So really happy for them, and a lot of other clients that had the opportunity to capitalize on time. But if you guys have any questions about what's going on in the market, we have a lot of shifts right now. We're seeing prices go down just a little bit, but those are going to jump right back up because interest rates just went down a lot. They're under sixes if you're VA, we're under sixes, that's for sure. But when Alex comes on board, he'll be able to explain that to you guys. Trying to get him on board and a couple other ones. Okay. All right. So I had some new construction videos come up recently, and I got a lot of good feedback from people liking the home tours. And I'm going to be filming a video on Valencia, specifically the Valencia area, that neighborhood, and that is going to be coming out, I believe, maybe late next week. And I'm hoping that you guys enjoy that one. If you guys have any questions about Valencia, let me know, because I have a lot of information, but I want to make sure that I have all the information that people would like to have in regards to Valencia. So I'm actually going to go on Instagram Live too, so that I have some more reach on there. But just waiting for Alex to hop on and a couple of the other guys. And I'm on Instagram Live too. I need a haircut, guys. So I have that right after this. And I know people hate the mustache. Okay. So one thing that I've been seeing lately is a lot of articles on one, interest rates, and two, these e-buyers. So e-buyers meaning Redfin, Open Door, and a couple of other companies that are out there buying these properties. Okay, so Open Door. I've been having a lot of stories with Open Door. I went to go show an Open Door property a couple weeks ago, and the neighbor stopped us right after our showing, and they were telling us like, hey, what is that, like, what's going on with that property? And I was a little confused, and the gentleman was saying, well, we have a lot of people coming in and out of this property, but it's never been sold. It was up on the market for half a year, and it's gone down in price over $100,000 in that 6-month time frame. It's dropped down $100,000. One, because it was overpriced because Open Door doesn't know how to do their algorithm. Two, is because there was actually a renting scandal going on. So what somebody was doing on this property was they would post it up online saying that it's up for rent when it really wasn't. They were telling the prospective client, tenant, that, hey, take a look at the property. Can't open the doors just yet. It's not prepared for anybody, but just go ahead and send us the deposit. And people were sending like $1,500 to these fake listing, like rental listings. And it's unfortunate, man. When we saw, like, I was talking to the gentleman and the lady there, they lost, like, there was like 5 or 6 people that lost $1,500 on that one scandal. So it was it's scary. It's sad to see that some people are actually losing money on these things. Okay, Alex, where you at, man? What's going on, Adam? Okay, just waiting for Alex to hop on. Whenever he hops on, I'm alone here. But if you guys have any questions, post them up. I'm here to help you guys. I've been seeing a lot of articles on Open Door specifically, talking about how they're losing. They're probably going to go bankrupt very, very soon. There's a lot of companies out there that are e-buyer companies that are going bankrupt. I know Zillow lost $500 million at least when they were buying and selling properties at the height of the pandemic. And there's a lot of companies that, like, what is that car company? CarMax. I think it's CarMax, that they Carvana going out of business, and just their whole model is really just going downhill because of they're doing estimates based off of BS, and they're just funneling money into these companies. Oh, there's Alex. Okay, what's up, dude? Can't hear you just yet.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now. Yeah.
Perfect. I can hear you now too.
Cool, man. I was talking about these iBuyer companies, like Open Door, and just in general, like, there's a lot of companies right now like Carvana that are just like, are just getting hit, man. Carvana is going bankrupt. Open Door is close to getting bankrupt. Justin here on Instagram Live and saying recession. Yeah, we've been going through a recession the last couple months. And
they've changed basically what the meaning of like a recession kind of is, but we've been going through it. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. We're getting over the recession right now.
Right.
Yeah. So the people that got hurt have already been hurt, and it's like we're already going over the hill. It seems at this point, because I mean, what are interest rates looking like right now? They're under 6, that's for sure.
Yeah, let me check it out right now while I'm pulling it up. Then about the Open Door, those kind of companies, I actually did. I have a short form reel, and then also on my YouTube, one of my first videos I'll be posting next week. I talk about Open Door, and I don't go into too much detail, but I talk about like the deals available. And I did just a quick search on the properties through Open Door, and just in our area of Ventura County, there's a good amount. And I was going through them, and a lot of them were taken off the market because Open Door, what they're doing, we talked about this before, they put them on the market and they have these high prices, they drop them a ton, they drop the list price, and then they take it off because they're not selling after 90 days, but you know it's going to come back on the market pretty soon.
Dude, I was looking at, I got a notification on a property that just got reduced in pricing in San Antonio. And it was priced, I think it was priced at like $515,000. And it's currently listed at $420,000. I'm pretty sure if I were to put an offer today, they would take something below 400,000.
Yeah. This is with, I'm going to go through. So with rates, I can't say the number only because I have to.
Legal reasons. Yeah.
Legal. Yeah. For compliance kind of stuff. I could say if I said the whole APR and all the details, all the, all the fast talk.
The disclosures. Yeah.
Yeah. But I can tell you right around what it is. So I'm going to.
For me, what would it look like?
For you, I'll give a VA. So your vet. And you do have you are exempt because you're rated.
Yes.
All right. So we'll go 100% financing. So we would look, so we're looking at under in the high fives, so under 6 in the high fives for VA. And that is not, that's no like paying, that's, you're not paying any type of like points to buy it down. That's not any type of temporary buy downs. I know there's people saying that they have like lenders are saying, oh yeah, they're giving us rates in the 4s. Well, if someone's saying that, really be careful on what type of program or term it is, because I've seen these some lenders saying, hey, we got these rates are super low and they're fixed, but they're fixed for only 6 months. So you have to be super careful with those. So be very careful of those predatory lenders, because although there's a lot of things, I guess there's a lot of things in place to protect people, but that doesn't mean there's people that are predatory out there. So yeah, so in the VA space, that's we're in the high 5s, low 6s, which back in September we were, what was I saying? I was saying the 7s.
Yeah.
And I was in the mid 7s. It was a little scary, but we all knew the conversations we were having. We're like, this is going to happen and we might see it go a little higher, but then it was, it was a big roller coaster. It was a roller coaster ride.
Yeah.
So let's see. Conventional.
I got an email the other day of probably some predatory lending type of deal. It was the title on the email was no income, no problem. No income, no problem.
Oh my gosh.
How insane is that? No income, no problem.
Well, we have a program like that. So I'm actually going to do I have a short reel I'm doing about it, but just what that is, I don't know what that program is, but the one that we have that's available, you have to have decent credit, but you have to put 20% down. This is no income.
It was at the very bottom of that email. 25% down, 30% down in rates in the mid 7s. Yeah,
mid 7s. And then something like that, you're going to be paying a minimum of probably 2+ points. Because that's a non-QM loan, non-qualified mortgage loan. So higher risk, but I mean, for you, that's not ideal. But let's say, for example, somebody's self-employed and they don't show a lot of money on their taxes for whatever reason, but they have a lot of cash.
Yeah.
So someone like that, they go in, they're not doing any type of income verification, but they're putting 25% down and the payment isn't. I call those the pit stop loans. Like if that scenario, it's for their primary home. They do this for 6 months, a year, probably about a year. Then they go into a regular conventional loan or, FHA or VA loan, whatever they can do. So conventional, we're in the mid 6s right now, this 20% down on a purchase. Well, actually, let me see. Let me fix this right here. Yeah, so we're in the mid sixes. That's 20%. I just want to check off one more thing and see here. Because one thing with rates is at the end of last year, FHFA, they made some changes. And if you're trying to do a cash out refinance, you already own a home, trying to do a cash out refinance, or if you're trying to purchase a secondary home or an investment property, there's a little bit of a hit on the rate. So what the hits on the rate were previously, year and a half ago, weren't as much. But for buyers or first-time home buyers, their rates are lower for first-time home buyers. So it's not a special type of program. It's just what they are. There's no, there's less, or there's no pricing adjustments. So it's basically FHFA's, I see it as they're letting people know, hey, we want you to buy, but we don't want you to be cashing out, refining, because they're putting things in place. It's good and bad to avoid what happened in 2008. Although we're in a completely different type of market.
Yeah.
In that market, when I was doing loans, is exactly what you said. No income, no problem. That was no income, no assets, bad credit, 100% financing, no problem. Funded in 7 days.
Yeah.
That was
How
then.
insane.
So now it's not like that.
That is absolutely insane to me, man.
So,
and these things are put in place to protect people. It's not necessarily a bad thing when there are a lot of requirements to purchasing a house, and people think that it's so hard to buy a house, and coming up with an excuse of saying hey, why is it so hard to buy a house? It's not necessarily that difficult. It's just there's a lot of requirements that protect you. There's a lot of things that that a lot of smart people came up with the ability to the essentially the numbers and the underwriting, what they actually look at. That's intelligent stuff. You want people to be well qualified to purchase a house. Yep. And if you're not well qualified, you have to pay a little bit more to get into that well qualification status. And I don't see anything wrong with that per se. I totally agree with that. I'd rather people be a little bit more financially responsible, because being cash or house poor, that's it's the worst feeling, because you feel like you're always going to lose it. You're always going to be in the red, and you're working to try to make ends meet every single day. And it's defeating, bro. It's totally defeating. And you don't want to be like that. You want to be well qualified, be humble with your first home, build some equity, and then start to get those stepping stones in order to get to that bigger property, be more comfortable, and just be more responsible with your stuff, man. That's what it's all about.
Yeah, I think that's where just for example, let's say someone lives in an apartment and they have a 2-bedroom, 1.5 bath or something, right?
Right.
And they want to buy, and they're going to buy, and all that's in their, I guess, what they're qualified for, all they could afford, either qualified or what they're okay with paying, whatever it is. Let's say it's a 1-bedroom, 1 bath, and you're able to fit in the 1-bedroom, 1 bath. But the thing is you can't let your ego get in the way and try to over leverage yourself. Let's say you qualify for more. You qualify for that 3-bedroom, 2 bath, but then you're like, oh man, but really what I'm comfortable with is that 1-bedroom, 1 bath, because the payment, and I don't want to be scrounging for money, and just how you were saying, they're going to be struggling. Yeah. Then maybe, let your ego go and your pride and get that 1-bedroom, 1 bath, and let that be a starting point, and then go from there. Good example, I got a notification, or when on Facebook it tells you this time so many years ago. Yeah. So it was one, it said 4 years ago. I think it said 4 years ago. And it was a property that was listed for sale by Adam and Roland. And it was Dean's parents' property. So they had a condo. His parents had owned a house 30 years ago, right? And they went through some stuff, and they started renting after that, right? So they've been renting for 30 years. And his dad is a vet. So Dean got him connected with Adam. They talked to him. purchased his first property in 30 years with a VA loan condo. It wasn't what they wanted because they want to get a house. They got a condo. They stayed there for a few years and then they sold it and then they bought another house. And it's a house that has an ADU. It's a good sized property. I think he bought it for like 600,000. That house would easily sell for 1.1 million.
How insane is that?
And right. I mean, you start, let's say, so going back to you start at the 1 bedroom, 1 bath, it's a starting point and it goes from there. But we've all been there. I mean, there's also the mindset of, hey, you know what? I'll do whatever I can to, if I got to work all day, all night, 2 jobs and to make it happen, that's cool too. I mean, there's no wrong way. It's just, do you want to be living the same lifestyle and have own real estate where, hey, I could still go on vacation. I could still do this, spend time with family. I mean, you're a perfect example. I mean, you have your property is, I mean, that's a generational property you have. Your daughter, your daughter's gonna have it.
Yeah, I feel like I got very, very lucky with, one, like finding the property, and 2, like having the person that I bought it from being very, very intelligent. And he needed to sell it, he needed to sell it for the capital in order to get into a bigger investment. He didn't need to, like, he could have been just like, yeah, I'll just keep it. He wasn't desperate for the money, if that made sense. Like, he was just, I need to just offload this asset, that kind of a guy. And he was very, 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 very intelligent. So I'm getting it like secondhand, but I'm still benefiting from it because of the way that he set it up for himself. So it's like, I got very, very lucky with how I got it and who I got it from, because he was able to get it all set up for me. And it was just,
it's awesome.
Cash flow from the very beginning. And that's what I'm seeing a lot more of in the properties that I'm seeing right now, because rents are starting to stabilize right now from what I'm seeing. And just because the affordability level with purchasing and selling homes going just flatlining really, in specific markets. Every market's just a little bit different, but in some markets it's just starting to flatline or go down. And rents are starting to go down, and when rents are going down, housing prices have to go down along with it, or vice versa. Housing prices go down, then rental prices have to go down with it, because it's just the nature of things. And I'm seeing a lot more multifamily properties coming up where I think a lot of people should take advantage. And they're sitting, man. Some properties are sitting. So
really,
advantages for a lot of people right now.
Yeah, we've been seeing more pre-approvals come in, and I mean, it doesn't seem like not everybody is just like ready. Hey, I want to buy now.
Right.
Some are right there, like, I want to get something now, ASAP. And then a good, I would say maybe half of them, maybe more than that, are like, I want to get pre-approved. I want to buy in the next, 60 days. Yeah. When 45 to 60 days, when you look at the timing, what's in about 45, 60 days? You have the spring market. The spring market's already starting. Yeah. So those people, I mean, that's good. They're getting ahead, but they're also going to be, once they get into the market at that time, which I think the majority of them probably talk to them to really have them start looking now. But they're going to be competing with a lot more people, and some of those properties that are sitting, hey, I want to get a great deal. They're going to submit an offer, and there's going to be 4 other offers that come in. It's going to be interesting. I mean, it might change, but from what I'm seeing with these pre-approvals coming in, and I'm getting more DMs, people asking me, even family asking me that I didn't expect, asking me about how to purchase a property. I was like, okay, let's go. Let's get this planned, and let's do this the right way. Yeah. So yeah, and we all preach, like, when it's dark times, that's when you actually want to execute on something and have your preparation already done, like be prepared for those times. And a lot of people just weren't capitalizing on it. There was a lot of fear going on. And now that things are starting to shift in a positive manner, where housing prices are going to start to go up because of low interest rates, people are prepared. And now it's going to be a feeding frenzy again. It's going to be where a lot of people are, because I think that because the housing market was so popular in 2020, 2021, and 2022, that people are more conscious, like, oh,
maybe I should buy a house. Maybe I should get an asset. And that wasn't happening in between 2008 to 2020. Really, a lot of people just were life renters for that point.
Yeah.
And only saw themselves as renters and not owning a house because of the 2008 crash. So not a lot of people were purchasing houses. And with that, there was that stigma behind it. And now people are seeing the advantages of owning a house because of the crazy increase that a lot of people were able to get.
I think you have the people that are buying right now, like their parents went through some hard times when the market crashed. So they're experienced that, so they may be a little hesitant. But then, like you're saying, they're looking, they're researching, they're finding that it's a good time. But it's just availability of information or data. I mean, you can Google right now. I mean, anyone that's watching, or either watching live or later on, they can just go open another screen, open another window, and Google just the average net worth renter versus homeowner. It's about 3 times more of being a homeowner long term. It's not anything we're making up. Just Google it. It's on there. And if you don't believe that source, look for another source. It's all going to be the same. So whether if you buy now, let's say you buy property now, you're like, I'm never going to buy another property again. Cool. Buy a property now, hold it for the next 20, 30 years. You're going to build a lot of wealth that way. So there's
a lot of opportunity out there. There's a ton of opportunity out there. And it'll, things, and there's opportunity at any market, really. There's a way to make money in any market, as long as you're searching for it. Like, for example, you're complimenting the fourplex that we bought. We bought it at the very height of the market in August of 2021. I believe it was 2021. Yeah. So like that was a close, if not the height of the market in the specific market that we were at. And it's still, I mean, we're up, like we're still up, we're making cash flow. I'm not going to let go of that property for a very long time. And even if we do decide to let go of that property and invest into something else, that's exactly what's going to happen. We're going to invest into something else that's bigger, better, and it's going to produce a lot more income. And
I'm looking it up right now. You're like August of 2021.
Yeah.
August, September 2021. Yep.
And
you're crazy, Dan. You shouldn't have bought the property at the height of the market. Dang.
Yeah.
And now your property is worth about $200,000 more. That was.
Yeah. The worst part is, the worst part is probably the cash flow, or maybe the fact that we didn't do a down payment. I mean, I don't know. What we'll figure out.
Don't tell them the secret that you use your VA loan. Don't tell them that secret.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Why would I do that? Why would I capital?
Yeah, it's, by the way, a little sarcasm there if no one understood, but
sure.
I mean, you used it to the maximum of its capability. I mean, and not only that, you still have entitlement left for your VA loan.
Right. So I'm pretty sure I can still, and I was thinking about this, like, I'm pretty sure I have entitlement left because my entitlement is based off of my portion of that specific property, as I understand.
For how much you borrowed, correct?
Right. So I still have entitlement to utilize for when I head over to Texas.
Yeah, so with the increase of loan amounts, so if you were to buy in LA, it'd be much more. Yeah. So in Texas, it'll be a lesser amount on the entitlement that's available because the loan amounts are lower there, the maximum like high balance loan amounts, but you will still have entitlement left though.
Yeah, might as well use it.
100%. Yep.
It's going to be my personal property. It's going to be like that property. It's going to be fun because it'll be a personal property. It'll be a workspace so I can rent it to my business, and it'll eventually become a rental property because I'm going to just upgrade it to something else. And even if it's not a rental property, I mean, I'll be able to manage that property and maybe give it to a family member. Like maybe mom wants to come to San Antonio with me, or Alex wants to come and stay at my place for a couple months.
Stay. We're gonna maybe move there.
Or I sell it to
Hey,
you.
Romeo Echo Homos is in the process of getting licensed in Texas right now. So,
Make it happen, bro. Let's make it happen.
yeah.
Okay, well, I mean, that's all I really wanted to talk about today. Plus I have to pee because I'm set on 75 hard, and we got stuff to do.
Yeah.
But is there anything else you wanted to bring up?
Did you let everybody know that you're licensed in Texas now? You
That's
passed your
the-
exam?
Yeah, that's one of the first things I said. Yeah, finally, the
Yep.
Texas licensing is the first step is done. Now we just need the broker license, and then we can open up shop.
Yep.
done.
In the next 60 to 90 days will be real estate, loans, everything will be ready to go.
Crazy.
Yep.
All right, man. Thanks for
All
coming
right.
on.
I see you, man.
appreciate it.